Today we're taking a look at the 2014 Subaru Forester Touring. Touring being the mid trim level in the Forester lineup. It's powered by a 2.5 liter boxer engine, which gives it a very low center of gravity, which makes handling very, very good for a vehicle in this size. 8.7 inches of ground clearance, which is nearly as much as a half-ton pickup. So no issues going anywhere in the winter, especially with Subaru's legendary full-time symmetrical all-wheel drive. We've got paint protection film from this point forward on the painted portion of the front to protect against rock chips. There's a good look at that ground clearance. Again, it's 8.7 inches minimum ground clearance. Now, being the Touring model, this is the first trim level where you get a power lift gate. And you can activate that from the key fob or from the driver's seat, or if you click on the rear hatch itself. In the back of the Forester, there's a ton of room. It's that big boxy square rear end, so it's really easy to load cargo, big boxes. I've seen people move table and chair sets with these. We do have a privacy cover here to hide everything from the top of the seats down. Really easy to use. Now, if this is something that's getting in the way of your cargo, it is easy to remove. It's just a telescopic piece right there. Does also have the cargo tray with a little bit of a lip, so if there is a spill of something, hopefully it will help contain it. We do have these nice hard physical tie downs, one in each corner, so if you have something heavy or awkward you don't want rolling around, that's how you can secure it. We have grocery bag hooks on either side, and then we have a 12-volt outlet for any charging needs. There's a look at that grocery bag hook right there. Now, if you need even more storage, those second row seats do fold down, and I'll show you that as we move up to the second row. Now, being that traditional boxy SUV styling, you end up with a very tall roofline, which translates to tons of room for passengers. Good headroom, great leg room. Now, to fold these seats, we do have this toggle here. You have one on the far passenger side headrest as well, and they fold right down. A little bit of an angle, but there are people that camp in their Foresters, so it can't be all that bad. We do have the panoramic sunroof, and this particular Forester was a single local owner, serviced here regularly, so it's in excellent shape. Up front, we have power windows, locks, mirrors, as you would expect. Touring gets your power driver's seat, including lumbar support, and it is that dark cloth interior. These seats are super comfortable, very supportive for long distance trips. The bottom left here, we have our scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges. That's how you open the rear hatch. You can set the hatch so it doesn't open all the way. If you park in a low parking area and the hatch would connect with the roof or a tree branch, you can set it so it doesn't. And that's your traction control, so you can turn that off should you need. Now, this Forester currently has 215,638 kilometers on it. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic, so you can move it depending how you like to sit and drive. People of varying heights fit in these very comfortably. Left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have our Bluetooth and audio control, so you can make and take calls, control the volume of the calls and the music. The right-hand side has our cruise control, and you may notice we do have a paddle there with a positive sign, paddle here with a negative. You can manually select your gears should you want. Up top here, we have our climate control, and it is dual zone. Ranges from 18 on the low side, all the way up to 32. Freezing to tropical, depending how you and your passengers like it. Easy to sync it back to just driver controlled. See the fan strength went up there. You can also change that other center display. And it's mostly to do with fuel efficiency. Lots of people like the thermometer and the fuel economy and the clock there. But you can look at a bunch of different pieces of information depending upon what your preference is. We have our infotainment system, AM, FM, CD, radio. You can also hook up a USB or auxiliary through the center console in here. This also gets the sliding armrest, so if you like to sit a little closer, you can still have an armrest, which is quite nice. Below the radio controls here, we have our driver's side temp, our passenger side temp, our fan strength. Mode will change the direction of the airflow, and if the passenger gets a little chilly and they turn it warmer, you've got the dual there. And as soon as you press the dual button, it goes back to single zone, so driver controlled. Easy, you don't have to fiddle with the passenger side if your passenger gets out. Below that, we have a little storage cubby with a 12-volt power point. We have our heated seats, high and low, for both the driver and passenger. And then we have X mode. X mode is like 4x4 low in a pickup. Only works up to speeds of 40 kilometers an hour, and it locks the all-wheel drive, 50% power front, 50% power rear. Very, very effective at getting you unstuck. It's an automatic transmission. If you want to use those paddles, you can go to manual mode. Cup holders. We've got some sunglass storage. And then we do have this panoramic sunroof. It is slide, it is not tilt. So that's a brief overview of the 2014 Subaru Forester Touring. Come on down to the corner of First and Victoria, Subaru of Prince George. Check this Forester out for yourself.